Welcome to Dwarven Forge Live. This is On the Anvil episode 80, big hard 80. And today we are looking at dungeon sets. I don't know, I just made up that it's 80, but I hope I'm right. Am I right, Chris?
It is 80, yeah.
Boom, it's 80.
Oh, you're loud. All right.
So, oh yeah, we didn't do it. A mic check. We're kind of hard to imagine. This is we're flying by the seat of our pants for the first time ever at Dwarven Forge.
It's been a big day.
Yeah. Welcome. This is On the Anvil. This is the show where we take you behind the scenes here at Dwarven Forge in the studio. We show you what we're working on, what we're thinking about, what we're talking about, and mostly we hang out for 2 hours and drink a nice cold beverage. But we didn't even get.
We completely forgot about that. Yeah.
So mostly we're just going to hang out and talk about tabletop gaming and terrain. And tonight we are looking at some new sets that we're putting together for dungeons, which you can look forward to in 2029 or whatever, whenever they're out. But
yeah, we've been talking about. Well, I mean, we did basically the R part of it, the figuring out part of it mostly. I mean, you know, it's subject to change based on what the factory says, but.
Oh, we're gonna look at sort of what we're planning for dungeons. And then we're gonna take your questions and thought. I mean, that's the whole point of this show: is hang out, interact with us, ask us questions, give us some ideas, talk with us, and whatnot. Are we doing anything else tonight? What else are we doing?
Oh man, I think that's basically it.
Let's go down.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna eat M&Ms instead of have a.
You have M&Ms?
Yeah. You want M&Ms?
Where did you get
They're
M&Ms?
warm.
Those are the peanut butter too. Oh man. Okay. Hang on.
Ow. So.
You want to take the...
Oh yeah. Don't run off with my M&Ms. That's all I've got. I have no cider. I have nothing.
All right.
So what what's in the news before we get to the good stuff? Oh, and there's a giveaway.
There's a giveaway. Yeah, we're going to be giving away a $50 gift card to the Dwarven Forge online store. I almost M&M'd on the floor. Yeah, it's eligible for anybody. Anybody's eligible.
Unless your name rhymes with Smix of Smubs.
He's already won.
Okay, fine.
He's already won. We can't really do that anymore.
Good luck, Six.
Yeah. All right.
Second time.
Yeah. Let's get right into the news.
It's the news. It's the news.
Hey.
What's in the news, Chris? M&Ms. M&Ms are in the news. I'm going to close this doors.
It's stickier than I expected.
Yeah.
Next week, we're going to be at Adepticon.
Woo!
Me, Hamster, Mace.
The
first time going to Adepticon. It just got delayed 3 years.
It's your first time officially at working a DF booth at a con, right?
Yeah, first time doing a wargaming focused convention. We've been planning a bunch of stuff.
Should be fun.
Yeah, we're very excited about it. We were doing a bunch of planning and stuff for it today. Because of that, there will not be any streams next week. Partially because, like we're going to be at Adepticon. Nate's also going to be
I'm
out that
spring
week as well.
break.
He's doing spring break. He's going down to Malibu. So we're not going to have anybody here to stream.
I have a staycation and home packing with the kids. It's
yeah.
fun.
The following week after, though, we will be back, and it is going to be. Oh, Seamless wants to know how our barbecue was.
Delicious.
It was really good, actually. Yeah. It was really good barbecue.
Next week we're looking at the week after. The last week. So the last Wednesday of every month, we're going to be doing a deep dive into our city's Kickstarter. It's our upcoming Kickstarter. It's going to be our big project for this year. We're looking to launch it around the middle of September, and we're going to, the last Wednesday of every month, we're going to take you a deep dive, show you what we're up to, maybe work on some mock-ups live, we'll look at whatever the latest is. So the first one of those deep dives is whatever the last Wednesday. 30th
of this month. Yeah,
and
we're taking an aggressive bean strategy this time around.
To make it extra aggressive, Chris isn't going to be there, so it's going to be.
Yeah, I am.
I thought you were out.
We initially thought we weren't. We initially thought that Spring Break and Adepticon were happening different weeks.
Turns out
we're both just gone the same week.
We planned it that way.
Yeah, we planned it. Well, I don't think we planned it that way. I think it just happened.
It was just fine luck.
Yeah, we're doing. We're taking
Okay, so then it'll be an even-keeled episode like most of these.
Yes. So we're if you guys
Chris
remember all the beans and everything leading up to Wildlands, we're basically getting into the mode where that's gonna kind of start happening a bit more.
Yes.
Monthly updates on that, and then when we get really close to it, basically every week is going to be a cities episode because that's all we're going to be doing is working on that. We're also going to be if you're not on the email newsletter, you should get on that because we're also going to be sending out some beans at the end of every month through email blasts to kind of reach people who don't show up to these streams.
Coordinated effort.
A coordinated
emails and Twitch
effort.
all on the same day. It's amazing.
Bean mails.
Once a month we will be coordinated. It'll be good.
Once a month. We're going to coordinate once every 30 days.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
And we already skipped February for the short month, so we're in good shape.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right, what else do we have in the news, Chris?
What else we got in the news? So at the same time that Adepticon's happening, GaryCon is also happening. Ooh. And if you're going to GaryCon...
Wait, are they dueling conventions at the same time?
Yeah. Well, I think it's because GaryCon is D&D, Adepticon is Wargames.
Wargaming.
So I feel like it's, they're tangential, parallel, but not the same audiences really necessarily. Stefan's going to be at GaryCon. So if you're going to GaryCon, Stefan will be there running around.
He will be running around. He said there's going to be a camera crew following him around. He's going to be running some games. He's going to be... There will be antics. I think he also is going to host his... he has an annual Black Sabbath party that he does, where he rents a bar and plays Black Sabbath.
Nice.
Which is lively. And who knows what else? Knowing Stefan, expect the unexpected.
I can tell you something else that's going to be going on. Also going to be at GaryCon is Mirrorscape. If you remember us talking about them before, they're working on an AR kind of tabletop dungeon building experience.
And augmented reality.
Yeah, and we're working with them a little bit. They're going to have some of our pieces available for that. Their Kickstarter is launching on the 29th this month. If you want to be in the know for that, you can actually get on their mailing list here. So that's going live on the 29th and is going to run through May 1st, I believe. So we'll be doing we're going to try to do some stuff with them while that's going on to help them out.
Yeah. It's a cool it's a cool system. It needs your help on Kickstarter to come to life, right? They showed us we got to play with for an early demo version to see how it works. It's going to be cool. It has a long way to go. They have to get all the pieces and there's a lot they need some Kickstarter funding to kind of push them over the finish line, but it's a cool, ambitious project. I hope it works.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're around Indiana and you're going to GaryCon, look for Stefan and Mirrorscape there because they're going to have a panel at GaryCon. Is what I meant to say. They're going to have a panel there, right before the Kickstarter launches, basically. And if you're in the Chicago area next week and you're planning on doing Adepticon, or if you're in Chicago and you weren't planning on it, you can come see us there. We'll have some goodies there.
Woo!
Yeah, outside of that, let's get into Wildlands stuff real quick, and then we'll move into the meat of the episode. We don't have a graphic for that.
Wildlands.
I guess we could pull that. Logo slam that Gabe made for it.
Did we tell everybody the Madrid bridge was okay? I think we told them last week, right?
Oh yeah, last week. The container there is okay. We've checked it for damage by now, right? And it's all good? Yeah.
Well, the good news is all the containers are on the water at this point. The last couple things we're waiting for, that light panel, the light puck container was the last one, is on the water. Everything else is on the water. The container at the EU is on the water. We sent out an update today, so check your Kickstarter updates. It's all in there. But basically everything is moving except for stuff to New Zealand, Australia, Japan, maybe. Everything coming out of Shenzhen, they just shut down 12 million people in the city on lockdown.
Yeah, they're having
it's gonna be pretty nasty.
They're having their biggest wave since 2020, so they're shutting stuff down, and it made it so it's like, great, we have to wait.
It's like really it was like at the dock. It was like there.
Yeah, so we're not able to get on a boat until that lockdown is lifted now. For the good news is that's literally the container that has the shortest distance to travel.
It's not even containers. It's just packages.
It's just packages. It's true. It's not even enough to fill a container.
Prepackaged, ready to go out. But But everything else, aside from that, is on the water, moving along. The stuff for the EU and the UK should land right around April 10th.
April 10th is what we're expecting.
So
and from there, it's going to go to, we have a distribution
hopefully
forwarding partner in Germany.
End of April, beginning of May. Everybody should be getting their stuff, hopefully.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's like the big question mark there is customs.
Yep.
Like, we can't predict how long customs will take. We're hoping it goes fast.
Somebody could get stuck in a canal. Somebody could fall off the boat. There's there's still a lot of things between A and B that could happen.
Nothing's going to get stuck in a canal.
What are the chances of that?
What are the chances of that happening twice?
Did you hear that boat, the Evergreen, dinged off the wall on the way back?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, luckily it's not on the Evergreen.
Fully aware.
So.
Absolutely fully aware.
And everything to the U.S. is coming. All the international shipments, those are going to be everything in one shipment, so you get your whole kit and caboodle. The domestic shipments would come. Some people are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different shipments, whatever.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have the last of that stuff. We'll be here. Hopefully by the end of April, we'll have everything, and it's shipping out. Eric is keeping those things cooking. So please be patient. It's coming. But they're moving.
Yeah, the most recent wave of U.S. shipments just started. People have been getting their mountain and swamp megas. I've been seeing. So a lot of people have been getting shipping notifications over the last couple of days. So they just started a big wave. So that's exciting. It's just nice seeing people like building with this stuff and.
Oh, it's so exciting.
Yeah.
I saw Justice Sarman and built something out. Mm-hmm. I've been seeing it popping up all over the place. People doing fun builds with it. It's so exciting.
Do Canadian orders also wait until end of April? Canadian is shipping from the
warehouse. Yeah.
From the warehouse, yeah. I think they do America and then they do Canada. I think is what they do.
Something like that, or sometimes you get bundled. It all gets bundled together. So the U.S. orders go out, just like 100 orders a day or whatever. The Canadian orders all get put together and then forwarded as one big unit up to Canada and then dispersed out. So it takes a little while. So everything has to get packed up and then sent as one big shipment. So it'll be a little slower, but it'll be moving. It's going.
Great Raven, there have been some swamp megas spotted in the wild. Some people have gotten theirs. It might not be all of them because you'll see
got one on Monday.
Yeah, you'll see like the shipping manifest, that big like master list of all the sets. Unfortunately, like they don't actually go into the containers that cleanly. They won't it's very rare that 100% of the swamp megas would be in the same container. They might be 80%, and then 20% is actually in the following container.
Well, also they don't all go out the same day from the warehouse. We put the order in, then they pack it, and then it goes the next day, and it's anywhere from 50 to 200 orders in a day or whatever go out, depending how big they are. And
as far as U.S. containers go, I think all but 2 of them are safely at the warehouse now, and the other 2 are on the water and will be here early April. And then the EU will be here early April.
Yeah.
And
we're close.
We're so close to just having it all done.
It's been a 2-year odyssey. But yeah.
We're so close.
But it's not, it's not just us, right?
It's not.
Shipping is a mess all over the place. I was trying to get a replacement head for my vacuum cleaner, and I called they couldn't even order it, so I called their customer service, and they're like, well, it's back ordered, we think 6 weeks, but we don't even know. We can email you when we get it, but we don't even know.
There are people who've had it, worse for sure. Smaller companies that didn't have as much volume as we did.
Well, also Jay is a shipping ninja. He's done this enough and has other partners that he knows how to he knows how to navigate it, how to time it, how to make it happen, and wherever he's got he's got the skills.
Yeah. Outside of that, as far as guides and stuff going up, we're quickly making progress on the Sorrow Isle guide. Those pictures were taken today, so that should be out pretty soon. And that should be all the Mega Pledge build guides. The
Wyverstone Peak is up. The Titan's Tooth Glade is up. Sorrow Isle will probably be up in another week. I don't know how many steps this one is. It's not as big as Wyverstone Peak was. 55 pages or whatever.
Sorrow Isle is the easiest of the 3 to do, which is
hopefully
nice.
by our next update, which will be the tail end of this month, we'll hopefully have that update out.
Yeah. We just had the mountain painting guides come out, both a video and a PDF. PDF you can find on our site. The video is on our YouTube channel. And it's pretty comprehensive. That was also the most... Mountains ended up being the most complicated for like all the guide stuff. Like it had the most complicated build guide for sure. And then the paint scheme, it's like, well, we needed to do a section just for the waterfalls. We needed to do a section just for the Wyverstone. We wanted to talk about specifically like if you want to match it to the old Aranthor and stuff like that.
And Ruins is
Ruins
close.
Ruins is quickly on the way.
PDF is done. Videos in the works.
We might have that up by the end of the week. Depends on how things go.
Well, certainly by the time the next update goes out at the end of this month.
Yeah, Ruins is almost done, and then that's all of our bread and butter. The one other thing
content.
Yeah, then there's the written content. The one other thing we were thinking about for painting was after that's done, we want to make like a big reference guide for the plants and accessories and stuff. That won't be as in depth, but it's just these are the paints we used for those plants.
Here are the paints, and this was a dry brush. This was a base.
Yeah, stuff like that. So we'll work on that once all the bread and butter paint stuff's done. We're moving pretty quickly on it, and we're very close to done.
Just in time to start the next Kickstarter.
Just in time to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else in Wildlands? Oh, and the Fogger video is up. Light Puck video is in the works. I can't wait. Oh, we will do when the Light Puck lands, when that thing starts shipping out, or either right after people get it or right when it's shipping out. We got to do a Light Puck episode and show all the work that Toby and Miles have been doing. It's really cool programming. Like show you the tricks of how to really maximize, how to get the most out of your Light Puck, and some fun things you could do. And
we're doing 2 Light Puck videos. One of them is a general user's guide that's basically if you just want to use the Light Puck in your builds, like this is all the stuff you need to know about like getting and using the programs and all that. And then we'll be working on a second one that is about like if you want to program your own, this is how you use the programming software. So yeah, the user's guide, the basic like how to use it one is almost done, so that should be up soon.
And the good news is it's really easy to use. If you don't want to program any new programs, you just want to use the ones that we've built. It's you download the app, you hit pair device, or if it saves Light Puck, you click Light Puck, and then you just choose one of the programs, and there's little buttons to make it flash. It's so easy. Right?
It's some cool stuff.
Yeah. And we have some really neat, like the programs that have already been programmed. Like there's some really neat storytelling possibilities. Like it's just fun, interactive ways to tell a story with your players on the table and have them, the things they're doing make the thing react with different lights and patterns. And it's awesome.
Dragos wants to know if it's going to require the use of math. It will if you want to program your own.
Yeah, if you program your own is a whole other animal. But like, without you download the app, you start it, you say choose your device, you click the Light Puck, and then there's just a list of programs. You click on one, it starts playing, and there's a couple little buttons on each one that can tweak what it's doing, and that's it. Like there's no math. You can change programs the next thing, you can stop it, you can pause it. It's like, it's very, very self-explanatory.
Crab Battle, the app is already available. If it's the Baconics Designer app if you're on a computer, and Baconics Mobile if you're on a phone.
Yeah, you can start playing and programming.
Well, the problem is you can't really... You might be able to start designing things, but you can't really do much with it unless you have something to connect it to. So until you actually get your Light Puck...
You need the actual device.
You won't be able to do much until you actually have the puck.
You can learn the idea, the basis.
Can you spell that? Baconics. Bekonix. I'll type it in chat as well.
Baconics.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's exciting. Oh, and one last thing. We'll also... in coinciding with Adepticon, we're also gonna have Rangers of Shadow Deep scenario written by Joe McCullough. McCullough? It's a Scottish name.
Yeah. Ask to have it. How do you say it?
Yeah, he designed Frostgrave, designed Rangers of Shadow Deep. He wrote a scenario for our Wildlands pieces.
And it's clever and crazy with rotating drift stones.
And we're planning to release that next week along with our appearance at Adepticon. So yeah. And then we'll have 3 more wargame scenarios coming after that Hamster's designed that are more system agnostic.
Or secretly for Warhammer.
Secretly for Warhammer. I have it in Monday. In Monday, when I put the stuff in there, I called it Fight Mallet.
Fight Mallet.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Legally distinct.
Scale battle bludgeoning device.
Need a light puck Discord channel with nothing but app programming tips.
That's
we'll
amazing.
see. We have
And
a
swapping
we have a
and-
technomancy channel. We'll see if it's gonna need its own.
Yeah.
Maybe we will. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Baconics Mobile. That's the app. Yak. You can go ahead and download it now. You won't be able to do much until you have a puck to connect it to. But yeah. I think that is everything we possibly talk about with the news. If there's any other questions, let me know.
Yeah, did we miss anything else in the news? Is there
Oh God.
There were spring cleaning today in the office?
Yeah, that's part of it. We were doing spring cleaning. We chose
gotta
to do
clean
spring
it.
cleaning on a day when we also had a bunch of other stuff going
We
on.
always have a bunch of other stuff.
So it's been a thing. Will the light puck be regularly in the store?
Yes.
We're putting a good amount of them in there to start with,
Yep.
I think.
Light puck and fogger.
Yeah, we have a lot of the fogger. We're gonna have no shortage of foggers. Yeah. Let's see.
I think we ended up with a lot of light pucks too because there was a whole chip shortage thing. I think we had to just buy like a whole bunch of chips.
In order to make it cost effective, we had to get a bunch because the chips.
Yeah, it was a whole thing, or you could only get,
It's the
they
pandemic.
only come in batches of 5,000 or something.
It's the pandemic combined with crypto.
Huh.
I'm not even joking. Like it's
Yeah.
frustrating.
Not a fan of crypto, this guy.
Not a fan of crypto. I personally, I'm more of a cat person. I'm not a big fan of going with a dog. How's Reliquaries going? Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's-
Smooth sailing thus far.
Reliquaries has been such an interesting thing to work on with the factory because it's such a different process. Just because like it's not a big thing where it's like, oh, we have to make sure all these things like line up. Like
It's like 20 pieces. And like this, as long as the base fits under the thing, where it's like
Yeah.
they're the easiest. It's the easiest thing we've done to date, and they're cranking away. We'll have an update at the end of this month, and we can put some pictures of they're cranking out expanded masters and stuff over there for the molds,
fun to do.
bits, tooling.
yeah.
I can't wait till we actually have some in hand and we can show you guys like.
I'm
the
just
factory
excited to have Reliquaries that I can spike on the ground and not
that
have
won't
to worry
break.
about.
Yeah.
Because no, like genuinely, I talk a lot about like how scared I am with our prototypes. The Reliquaries prototypes were like the most nervous I've ever been.
Well, we only had
Like-
we had exactly one set of each, and like
They felt so much more fragile.
resin, and like you're just like breathing, and then you're like on this tray, and you're like, I don't want to. Like it really. It wasn't like even with Wildlands, with a Titan's Tooth or something. We only had 2 of them or something, but it was like we had at least 2. We had there was backups. Like we had no backups to Reliquaries. Like it was just like
Yeah.
once those.
Well, because each of them was like a bigger, like more involved thing, and Miles would have to
Yeah.
like drill in and like install LEDs and stuff like into each prototype. And
Yeah, no, it was the thing.
it was a whole thing.
We're gonna have we will be sort of chock full of Reliquaries news probably in a couple of months when we're starting to get samples from the factory. We'll show
Yeah.
you.
Right now we're in the
Wrapping.
quiet part, but yeah.
Yep.
Does this app work with all the remote DF stuff or just the puck? The Baconics app is just for the light puck. That's the only thing that we've made with Baconics.
Well, it would work for other if you bought like Baconics lights and put them on your car.
It's true. Baconics does have other products, so it would work with other Baconics products. Just none of them
Yeah,
are. stuff
they have
that
like a
we've made with them.
little box you can get that they can power addressable LEDs, so you can get like a big strip of addressable LEDs and hook it into this box and then program it through the thing and whatever. So yeah, there's a whole rabbit hole. If you're into addressable LEDs, Baconics can take you to the other side, and you'll never come back.
Do you imagine shipping Reliquaries before Cities 2? No, we're planning on starting Cities before our planned Reliquaries delivery date.
It's gonna happen right in the middle of Cities. I'll bet you $1. Yeah. Absolutely. The way these years are gonna, it's gonna happen. Like we're gonna be in the thick of Cities, and Reliquaries is gonna be ready to ship out, and like Eric's gonna be losing his mind,
Because-
and it's gonna be.
Didn't we set November as the fulfillment date? We might actually be.
I thought it was October. I don't know. I think it's gonna be right now. Shipping aside, right now we're on target to deliver early, but But
Imagine
there's
delivering a product early.
Yeah, I know. There's 1,000 things that could happen between A and B, but right now it's like, yeah, there's not a single
really
speed bump.
Most of the issues, most of the issues with a sculpture, it's like, oh, we have to adjust this, are things that we found out like during or before the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So we haven't really had any.
Yeah.
We haven't had any like, oh, we have to redesign.
We
this
had
piece,
to,
like,
the Radiant Horror needed the base needed to be resculpted because it couldn't fit the LED unit. Like it was off by just a little bit.
But we knew that, and we're fixing it before the Kickstarter was over.
We didn't fix it until the Kickstarter was over because we didn't know the exact measurement. We knew
Right.
they thought it was going to be this big. We knew it was going to be too small, but we didn't know by how much.
Yeah.
So we couldn't actually fix it until we had the numbers.
Reliquaries for Christmas? Yeah, it's looking like we'll have it in time for Christmas, which I'm really excited about because I personally think they're a really good holiday thing to have in the store.
Yeah. Menorah stuffers.
Yeah. Menorah stuffers?
Yeah.
You probably
stuff
could.
The menorah?
You could put candles in there, actually.
Oh, yeah. You could make
if you got a lineup of them, you could
make a Hanukkah.
You can get like those thin, tall candles. And Huh. Never thought about that.
we will, hopefully we have them in the web store by the end of November.
Yeah.
But we'll see. There's if we've learned anything, getting a thing shipped from A to B, there's a lot of things that could happen between now.
Could you imagine if instead of it being as easy as it was right now, Reliquaries was as involved and difficult of a production process as Wildlands was? And
then we're sitting on the dock for six weeks, and then anyway. Well, hopefully we will. There will be lots of Reliquaries news brewing in a few months when we actually have some stuff, and hopefully we'll get it out to you. I tell you, it's going to happen right in the middle of cities. There's I have no doubt in my mind that it's going to be shipping. Literally the first day of shipping is going to be the same day we launch the Kickstarter. It's going to be probably whatever the worst possible timing is. That's what it'll be. We'll see. But these are also these are champagne problems. Good problems to have.
Yeah. Ooh, that means we will have the prototypes to be able to show city compatibility with Reliquaries.
Totally.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I want to build the big dwarven temple to the Allfather.
Yeah, we can literally use
Dwarven Smith in there. Yeah.
Such a good stand-in for Moradin. Yeah, let's.
No accident there.
Let's get into the real. Let's get into the meat. Let's get into the beans.
Let's make some things.
Let's make some magic.
So, we have reconfigured some dungeon sets. So, all right, let's go back. We'll back in time a little bit. So, I think we've talked about this. We've talked about this on air before a little bit. But essentially, for many before Kickstarter, Dwarven Forge was just do a couple of resin sets each year, call it a day. Then Kickstarter came around. I was like, holy moly, we can do a whole product line in one fell swoop. This is amazing. And for a long while, roughly the first 5 Kickstarters for 6 Kickstarters, it was really just sort of the whole focus was all right, we got to get to the next thing. We get the next product. We'd make a Kickstarter, we'd do something, and then whatever's left over, we'd put in the web store. We'd reorder some of the sets sort of arbitrarily based on what's sort of sold, and then just kept going. But eventually, in the last couple of years, we realized wait a second, we can actually we can sell this stuff on the web store, and the web store can also make money in addition to working on the new stuff in the Kickstarter. The problem was, in general, we were always slaying the next dragon. So we would just go charging down, we're going to the city, we kill the city dragon, boom, boom, boom. We don't even pillage its horde. We don't even take, oh, we got all this great stuff. No, we're just on to the next, okay, now we must kill the dragon in the wilderness. To Wildlands, we go off and we start trying to kill the next dragon. And there's all this territory we've conquered that's sort of left behind that was never really dealt with. Stuff was great for the Kickstarter, but we never really thought about how to deal with it for the web store. So it's been a long time coming. We did a bunch of reconfiguring with the caverns, and the caverns core sets were the best of his greatest hits. We had all the stuff from the original caverns that was great, plus all the stuff from Caverns Deep that was great, and sort of put together the best of what are the pieces you're going to need the most, and we're able to bundle up these cool sets that were did exactly what we wanted them to do. All the bread and butter pieces, great high multiples, easy for us to reorder. We had to retool some stuff, but it was worth it, that. So we're doing something similar with dungeons, but this is a bigger thing. Dungeons are bigger.
I just remember we were, because it was the thing, we got into it, it's what do we want the dungeon core sets to be? And after a little bit, it was just kind of thing where it's I actually feel like we've got a lot of the basic bread and butter covered pretty well. And it's really more that we've got all these extra systems and accessories and stuff that need it. And so this actually wound up becoming like a much more comprehensive thing than I thought we were going to do.
Well, it's what we wanted to do with Caverns, but didn't have the bandwidth at the time, and it was just sort of like, well, let's just start with the core, and then...
Caverns was also our first time trying it out, too, to see if it would even work. And hey, the Caverns core sets worked really well.
So what we're going to look at... So first of all, disclaimer time. This is our... This is a hand gesture disclaimer. It's like a lower third. It's like a graphic.
Are you doing the Wayne's World like...
Yeah, but this way it's like a disclaimer because it's like the legal text on the bottom. So disclaimer. This is all subject to change, right? So these are we haven't actually priced these sets. We haven't actually fully vetted the mold configuration. So a lot of times we'll like, oh, we want to do this narrow door, but it turns out this narrow door is in a mold with like 7 boulders, and you're like, well, we don't need the boulders, we just want the door, and there's the thing. So like sometimes we run into some trouble with mold configurations. And also we haven't fully tested all of these things, so maybe some of the things will tweak a little bit. So the moral of the story is, this is on the Anvil. We're showing this stuff in progress, how it's going. So Chuck has been pushing around compositions for mega sets, right? We had some dungeon core. We have starter dungeon, we have the classic core, the vaulted core, wanted some megas, right? Generally, dungeons you want to go a little large, or you want a lot of bread and butter, or I think Chris put it really well, sort of the differentiation with Caverns is about trying to build all sorts of interesting shapes. With dungeons, it's about what's the challenge you're going to present to people. But generally, challenge you can present to your players, but generally you need a lot of core pieces, right? You need to build out all these things, and you tend to have a lot of cool rooms and a lot of stuff, and it's like, you need a lot of bread and butter pieces. You need a mega.
You'll have different shapes, but like the idea with dungeon, if people are going through a dungeon, it's more the idea of like that original Legend of Zelda design of like each room, it's like, what's the enemy, what's the trap, like what's
the challenge in this room? How's this room, and you don't really care so much if does it have angled corners or curved corners or straight corners, or whatever. Like, yeah, sure, there's a dais or there's a thing, and there'll be a chasm, or there'll be cages, there'll be stuff, but like it's generally about what's the thing that makes that different from the other room, less so like what's the geometry. I mean, generally you're just drawing the thing on a piece of graph paper, right? This is a square, and then you write in what it is. It's got all the cool stuff in there. So, but to that end, we need a mega, right? You need enough bread and butter pieces that you can build out a bunch of stuff, and so Chuck has pushed around. This is like the 3rd or 4th iteration we're at, but we have...
I do have the exact numbers here if you want the exact numbers.
Ooh, yeah. What do we have? So this is we're looking at the Caverns core, the mega, the classic mega.
Yeah. And this is still being worked with a little bit. Like I said, he's been iterating on it. But we're looking at, so this one would come with 28 of the 2x2 floors, 26 of the classic dungeon walls, 6 corners, 4 of the regular door frames with the door, 2 narrow doors, 4 of the diagonal walls that we're resculpting, 4 of the little diagonal backfills for them, 4 of the curved corners that we're also resculpting a bit, 4 of the curved half floors, and 2 of the trapdoor floors that are also going to come with that new stairs trapdoor insert that who is it that's sculpting it?
Lisa Sell.
Yeah.
Newest sculptor in the ranks. So we got these. We got diagonals and backfills. We've got curves and backfills. 2 secret doors, you said, right?
Getting throttled. Perfect. Yeah, they're throttling our bitrate down again.
They heard we were showing cool dungeons.
Yeah.
So it's something like this. There's a lot of
basically you'll be able to make just a massive dungeon with this.
Well, especially if you get 2 of them.
Yeah,
you're talking.
You should make trapped stairs. That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. So the important things to note are it's a ton of straights. I want to see what we can build with this. We're resculpting the diagonal wall so that it's actually the right thickness of the rest of the walls, and it fits end to end without a big old gap. And we showed that last episode. We showed my still of that.
I also skipped over. There's also two of the secret door walls that we're remastering are in here as well. I completely forgot.
Yeah. So Toby's working on this new. See how big the gaps are around this thing? He did a cool bevel. I think we showed this last week also, right?
We did. We actually showed the prototype.
So that was a mock-up, a 3D mock. He has the Sculpt Master in clay. We were just looking at it today. He's added some texture, and it should be good to go. So there's two secret doors, corners, and then the stairs. So we're having trapdoors. We'll give you a trapdoor and a stairs down insert. So we have actually literally just came in like 5 minutes before we went live. Let's show you want to show them the master sculpt of the stairs. So we got a little insert. See that thing that's going to go, and that pops in, and it'll look something like.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Bam.
when it's in there.
Look like that once it's popped in.
Yeah.
And this is unpainted, obviously. This is just like a printed prototype.
That's in it's in epoxy.
Or epoxy, sure.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's a prototype. It's not painted.
It's a Sculpt Master.
But yeah, so you'll be able to pop that into any of our trapdoor floors in any of the biomes, which is
It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, you can put it in your cavern. You can put it in your castle. You can put it in your sewers. You can put it in the street, right? They have this sewer grate street. You can put it in your city floors, whatever. So we'll have a couple of those.
Yeah.
A couple trapdoors.
Yes, Yak. That'll be replacing the old stair floor.
Yes. Well, instead of making a new specific floor that can only do that, making an insert then means you could put that insert in any trapdoor slot, and you suddenly turns all of your existing trapdoor floors can become stairs down. So it's pretty exciting. And then we didn't need to retool the same old piece.
Waffle Witch brought up a good point. You could put it on the Stairway to Violence. You could take the stairway up to then take the stairs down into the Stairway to Violence.
Waffle Witch, I'm giving you the virtual stamp of awesome. You spiral up to go down like.
Go up the stairs just to go down. That's fascinating.
Yes, I like how you think. This is brilliant. So let's play. Let's see what we can put together with this, and then we can look at some of the other. We got an advanced core and a bunch of fun accessories sets that we're looking at and whatnot. We'll see how this lines up. And Chris, do you think you could grab me two more? We have 2 narrow and we have 4 narrow and 2 regular. Could you swap these for 2 full-size doors? These are the.
Wait,
It says it should be 4 regulars and 2 narrows. So I have 4 narrows and 2 regulars.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right, and let's see what we can.
Do we want to tell them the rough pricing that we're estimating? Or?
Yeah, I think we're estimating about $250.
Yeah, this was coming out around $250, but this is before the factories looked at it, and also we're still working on this composition.
And and mold counts and yada yada yada. We don't know what it's going to be, but that's sort of our target. What I'm thinking is let's build like a bossity room back here, and then a couple of little entryways, antechambers, sorts of things. I think the boss wants curved corners, right? Nothing says you're like a classy overlord like curved corners. Dun, dun, thank you.
Real layers have curves.
I love that movie.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, the curves have the curved backfill pieces too. Yeah.
Yes.
We've got a backfill for each of the diagonals and curves.
So Chuck, as he was sort of putting this together, he's been in customer service for years, listening to what people are asking for. So he's he kind of putting together what the people want, conceptually, hopefully.
People are asking if we can do an insert that is the top of a ladder going down into a hole.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I'm curious how you would. I guess maybe you just do.
Or we just need like a little ladder.
Black with.
Right, we just need a little ladder. Yeah, right, a little ladder with a.
Just like the top rung of something, basically.
Yeah, like a little round bit and a little thing, and you can stick it in anywhere.
Do we have a price yet? Yeah. So we're estimating this is probably going to be around 250. Like we're targeting around 250.
Yeah, let's go one more wide.
Unpainted, we haven't run numbers on yet. Like I said, we're still figuring out the composition.
185.
You heard it here. If it's not 185,
it's
write just a bunch of really awful things to customer service. Like make them.
Yeah, it was Chuck's fault.
Make them deal with Nate's loose lips.
No, I heard Chuck say it.
Any LED plans for these new sets? Oh, buddy, you just wait.
Well, not for the core. in that we were trying to. So it turns out LEDs are a little polarizing in that some people, well, they're expensive and some people don't want them and they're fiddly or whatever. So the idea is we didn't put any LEDs in any of the core sets so that you didn't have to buy in on them and you could just really get a lot, like get as much sort of maximum coverage. And then if you wanted to buy into LEDs, you could do it in optional packs.
Yeah. We're trying to, so like, Zoltar's comes with like some accessories and stuff, but we're trying to not make the rest of these cores do that so that you get more control over what you're getting.
But
are you just going to build out a full thing and then we'll...
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just playing. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? Just see how much coverage. We're checking Chuck's work live on...
I'm going to find out it actually doesn't work.
Yeah. Chuck!
Cool part of Zoltar's is it's core-like but bling heavy. Great. Yeah, it's like a...
Deluxe.
It's a deluxe set, yeah.
Yes.
You tell me we're going to get a disco dungeon set? Yes, actually. Everybody's just like predicting all of the reveals we're going to do.
They know us.
And how many of these pieces are going to be like magnetized for the first time with this?
The secret door, the new secret door wall. The curve corner is getting the sides cleaned up, and we'll get a magnet. The brand new diagonal, the curved backfill is getting the sides cleaned up in a magnet. We're using the backfill from Dungeon of Doom because this will have the new diagonal will have the same footprint as the Dungeon of Doom one. And that's it. The stairs down will not have a magnet.
Right, because where would you put it? And then once we got this composition locked in, we'll basically do a version of it that's vaulted that'll just have a couple pieces traded out.
Yeah, it'll have like a corner. It'll have a corner secret door instead of the straight one because we don't have a straight secret door in.
Yeah, the secret door in vaulted is a corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Do like LEDs? All the Fab dungeons have accent lighting.
Well, we're gonna have packs for that.
Yeah. This is like I said, like this ended up being like a really comprehensive thing that they put together. I like this as the big present intro to DF, really great. Yeah, like this is, if you get this, you should be covered on like basic bread and butter.
The only limit is your imagination.
Yeah, the only reason you'd want more is if you decided you wanted to be able to build like a huge dungeon on the table at the same time.
Well, that's a pretty good reason.
Which is a thing that people, sure. It's a good reason, but like...
Turns out that might be
most
appealing.
People should, like, you should... I don't even want it.
Just let people want what they want. They want the Batman, Chris.
Yeah. One always wants more. See, the problem is, man, if we just... I can't wait for that to be resculpted.
Yeah, these gaps just murder light.
Those gaps are rough. But that's why we're resculpting it, though, so that these diagonals you can do runs with that'll go together better.
Have irked me for like 8 years or whatever. When was KS1? Who's got a...
2014?
Look at that gap. That is absurd. That is embarrassing.
The diagonal gaps kill me. Yep, that's why we're resculpting it. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, whoever said that, we agree.
Let's see.
Ooh, let's put a narrow door in here.
It's an N+1 problem? Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I love our audience.
You always need N+1. When will this be available? Probably early next year?
Well, so here's the thing. We have Reliquaries is being tooled as we speak. Then, for the first time ever, we're going to tool some of the city's stuff before the Kickstarter because we need to have functional biscuits to make that work. So the factory is tooling Reliquaries. Then they go into tooling 11 pieces for cities, so we can get those things out. Then they go into tooling these new pieces. Then this set, the other ones that use the new pieces go into production, which means like that's, those are going into production in like September or something. And then we'll probably have them early next year. But we have some of these other reconfigs that don't require retooled pieces, and those could happen sooner. Yay.
Merc is asking if we've thought about magnetizing the diagonal walls. And I think it's something we talked about and we were going to look into.
Yeah. Yes, was that there? Whose idea was that last?
I can't remember whose idea it was.
It was a great one, and thank you for the reminder, Merc.
I think we're going to check with the factory and we're going to see how much it increases the price.
It's a price question. Everybody's super excited for the idea. It's just a question of how much.
Yeah. And it's just the thing is like how much of a price hike would be too much for the added functionality.
Yep.
Yeah.
If it raises the price in each one by $3, that's right out. If it raises the price for each one by 80 cents, heck yeah.
Yeah, there's only 4 in the set, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do I have down? I'm down to walls. I'm surprisingly shy on corners because I use them all for his diagonal corridor, which is maybe a terrible idea. Let's try. Let's see. Here.
DW says he's keeping this in mind. This is way less than 1 Tiamat. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure, and like I said, like the 250, this is not an official quote from the factory, but I think it's probably a pretty accurate. These pieces are simple enough that I think we've got a pretty accurate read on what the factory would quote us. But yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do? Let's see. Let's get a little fun. Let's make a closet.
Love the old rounded corner. It's great for faking a keep too.
It's a really nice piece, and that's why we are cleaning up the floor, putting the stones on the floor like we did with the rest of in Dungeon & Doom. We added stonework to the sides rather than just sort of the bland bit there. So it's getting that and an anger magnet, and yeah, this piece has been dying. It's like, put me back in, coach. I need to come out there.
Finley's asking if it's worth having some negative space patches with the set, so you can then use the 4 backfill for the curved walls.
To make a pool and stuff.
That's exactly what I was going to say,
yeah. Yeah. Potentially, yes.
What I will say is we do have a plan to make those patches pretty accessible. Right? Like in the reconfigs? Was that included in the list?
No, but we should.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Those little texture patches. I'll tell you, like texture patches and phantasmal filters. They are. This stuff is really. I find I end up using that stuff a lot more than I might have thought.
Yeah. Well, the art's nice, and it's such an easy way to like.
It's a fun pop of color that you can add. That's not exorbitant.
Why did I think we had a... It is something we talked about down the line. Okay. Yeah, well.
It's a good idea.
Better stock a lot of these around the holidays. This might make the current core obsolete.
Well, no, I mean, yes, we should stock them on the holidays, but it won't make the current core obsolete because not everybody wants to plunk down $250, right? Some people are like, just spending $100 for a core is a lot. Like, I don't know if I'm really going to use terrain. How nice is it? Is it worth it? So, like, it's. I mean, honestly, the Caverns core megas they've sold out, right? The only reason the core they're not selling more than the regular core is that they're sold out all the time.
Yeah.
So
but the thing is, like, we still sell the regular core and the mega core.
But the mega core sells really well. Like, you're right, it is a appealing option.
Will we ever get chunkier dungeon pieces like the old resin 3-wall pieces and bigger passage pieces?
Guess what? Someday.
Yeah.
Well, it's. I want to go back underground for the next fantasy terrain Kickstarter. I want to go back down into the dungeons, into the catacombs, into the depths. So that would work. When that's going to be, I'm not entirely sure. Like I don't know what's going to happen with sci-fi and whether that's going to be a Kickstarter, a small Kickstarter, a straight-to-web store thing. I don't know where that's going to fall on the line, but yeah. But theoretically, the next big, after Cities, the next big Fantasy Terrain Kickstarter is probably going back underground and going in, doing Catacombs, taking another crack at sewers, going in and filling out some other dungeon stuff, like some other chunky pieces, some other style, maybe fleshing out the Forsaken Temple, or maybe there's a new zone, or. But I mean, just Catacombs, sewers, and additional dungeons is already it's already a ton to.
We can do a lot with that.
Yeah. Plus, while we're down there, maybe we can crawl back into the burrows, like when we're thematically it's underground. I don't know, and yeah, there's a lot of fun that could be had down there.
Rabbit's like, sci-fi might be a Kickstarter?
Yeah, I don't know what way is he...
He's just excited that we're doing sci-fi.
Rabbit, we have been doing... It might not sound like a lot, but we've been doing one day a month, right? The last Friday. So we have a dev meeting we do development meetings every Tuesday and Friday, and the last Friday of every month is Sci Friday. So we do, we talk about, we're just kicking around stuff for the sci-fi set. So we have some stuff cooking and brewing. We don't know what the delivery method for it is just yet, but it is in the works.
Yeah. It's probably going to be the thing we do after Cities, yeah? I imagine.
Well, there's something else afoot that may transpire that would happen before it.
Right.
And it may not be, sci-fi may not, I don't know what form it's going to take just yet. So I don't know. I don't know. I can't. We're right now. We're just trying to get to Cities.
The hardest thing with sci-fi really is just trying to figure out exactly how big we want to go.
Well, we want to go really big, but what we're supposed to do is just start small and work our way up from there.
Yeah.
Weird. These guys, the negative space backfill wants to make a 3x3, which is I'm not in front of here.
Well, so if you combine it with one of the new advanced cores.
Now we're talking.
Now we're talking. Is that
Let me see.
You got a couple pieces left.
Now I have a whole bunch of floors, and I have a. So what I have, I'm assuming we would enter over here, and then we come on in. You got a little arrow door getting to this next room. There's a little closet in here because I don't know. Closets are fun. You can do all sorts of dangerous bits. There's a door to nowhere here. I don't know where this is going. Maybe this is the. Maybe this is the bridge to nothingness. Focus that there. Then we come into this big old boss room, and we have a boss room that has 2 secret doors. There's a secret door over here with a little treasure room or something, and then there's a secret door here with it's got a trapdoor floor here, which I assume would have the stairs down to the next level or to their secret vault or whatnot. And then I have the bunch of backfill pieces, a trapdoor, a door left over. So it's not killer. So let's add another thing in. But it gives you definitely enough bread and butter to build a wide variety of, whatever sort of couple of room encounters or one big boss room or something in that realm. Let's look at.
J. Carl Cook says, how about dwarven mines with gems in the wall with blocks of stone and dirt magnetically attached, or uneven mine floors with magnetic layers? Mines would be if we were doing underground stuff, mines would be a pretty easy thing to work into it. They'll give it a different skin. Finley says this is a lot of space coverage for $250.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just without
Well,
even using
and
everything.
more importantly, space coverage is a lot of versatility. Like there's enough stuff here that you can do a bunch. Let me see. Okay, so let's look at this. Classic advanced.
Yeah, so we got a lot of other...
Wow, Chris, you pulled together a lot of these sets.
I wanted us to...
All right.
I wanted to kind of... well, I don't know. We did something really holistic, and I want people to be excited about, like, just how much we've done.
Yeah.
Because y'all did a lot, like Chuck and Tyler, and you did a lot.
All right, so I'm gonna shove this aside. I'm gonna just and add an advance here and build something totally different.
Man, if we do full builds each time, it's already like giveaway time.
Well, what else? We got nothing else to do tonight. All right, so we got. I'm gonna go in backwards order. We got 2 secret doors. Whoa! We have 4 diagonals.
I'm gonna go up a little bit, just to give us a
Yep.
higher angle.
I'm into it. And remember, these will be all the remastered, right? We're just using the originals as stand-ins.
Yeah, so what we're looking at here is the advanced core, and we've got a vaulted and classic version of this.
We're in classic mode tonight.
Classic mode tonight, yeah.
Mm.
But I did prep both classic and vaulted. Vaulted basically just has a couple pieces that are different, just because of the nature of there being slightly different sculpts.
So we got 4 backfills. Same thing with the diagonals. Boom, boom, boom.
Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the giveaway going because you're going to be building for a bit.
What's a good?
Good giveaway word for Dungeons?
Wait, what was the thing I just got really excited about?
Sci-fi?
No, I gave the heart for it. I already forgot what it was.
Magnetizing diagonal walls, dwarven gem mines. It
was the Waffle Witch said something really brilliant.
Oh, putting the stairs in the Stairway to Violence.
Oh yeah, let's do.
Jess, that was like 40 minutes ago.
No, double. What's one word for that? Double Stairway to Violence. That's a great simple word.
That's not a word. That's actually beyond like the limit of what I can put in.
That's not a word. Okay.
Just
violence. How about waffles?
Waffles? Waffles. All right, give me 1 second to type this in.
Do you know there is there's a fun board game I kickstarted ages ago called 5 Minute Dungeon, which is it's literally 5 minutes. You're racing as fast as you can. Everybody's like throwing their cards down. Bum, 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 bum. There's a what?
All right, everybody. If you want to enter the giveaway, type waffles into chat. Anybody is eligible, no matter where you live in the world. This is an international giveaway. Type waffles in chat. It is not case sensitive. You can type it multiple times. You can use it in a sentence. Just got to get waffles in there from your name at any point for a chance to win a $50 gift card to the Dwarven Forge store. What about 5 Minute Dungeon?
So there's curse cards that you can flip over. So you're flipping over these cards and you have to match everybody. You're like a different class and you have different colors and things. You're trying to match down as fast as you can. It's madcap like race. It's really fun. It plays in 5 minutes, but it's like the cleanup for each round is like 10 minutes because you have to then sort out all the cards, whatever. But it's like, but there's these curses that you can flip over that like modify the game and make it harder, and then you can do stuff to get rid of the curses. One of the curses is you could only say waffles. So then everybody's going waffles, 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 waffle, waffle, waffle. You know, it's just so the waffle, which waffles are waffle word made me think of waffle, 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 waffles.
Yeah. So
waffles.
The goal with the advanced core here, just like with the advanced caverns core, is basically to give you the pieces with like odd footprints and like more unusual like wall and corner shapes. So that you're able to kind of add more character to like your basic core sets. So this might not necessarily build a room by itself, but you combine it with any other core set.
You could build an ugly room. You could build a very, a uniquely shaped space.
Yeah.
But what's exciting about it is it's giving you all the fiddly shards, the fiddly bits. right? So there's 1x1 walls, 1x1 corners. If I went right to the edge of the table here.
Yeah, you're leaving the light a bit.
1x1 corners, 1x1 walls, 2x1 floors, 1x1 floors. So all this sort of like fiddly stuff, particularly if you want to, if you want to center up a door on a wall, you use the 1x's. You got 2 of your secret doors. You got 2 trapdoor floors with some trapdoors. We'll probably put the stairs down here, maybe 2 also, so you have another way to get those. 4 diagonals and backfills.
It's got 2 of the stairs listed in its breakdown right now.
Okay, so it's two trapdoors, 2 floors to go into so you can swap out. You can turn these into trapdoors or to stairs down. Curves. It's got the little gargoyle corner fill pillars. These Michelle sculpted these in Dungeon of Doom, and they're one of the most useful pieces in Dungeon of Doom. Right? I put these things, not just in dungeons, I put these things all over the place to fill in little nooks. So they were designed initially, if you're doing I guess that's a convex, whatever coming right. You can put this in the exposed cutout on the corner, and it dresses the corner really nicely. So anyway, so there's 4 of those in there, so you can use them. You could also put 2 of them. You can put 2 of them on a wall to decorate up a wall if you want, or you can put 4 of them together to make a pillar.
Yeah. They're really fun flavor pieces that I'm happy we kind of broke out here. And
they're...
also, the vaulted version of this, instead of the serpentine pillars, it has the gargoyle pillars.
So you get 2 flavors. Oh,
yeah.
And if that wasn't enough, we've got the freestanding Porculus arch, which let's get is being remastered, so it's a little wider. This one was shy by like a good, I don't know, short 1/8 of an inch. So it annoyingly did not fit a passage or a wall. Like if you're trying to just, put it in there, that space like absolutely irked me. Like you can see right through there. It's just so it probably irked a lot of people. So that thing is widened up, and it has a new cool dragon head at the top, and it fits the slot now accommodates all of your inserts from Dungeon of Doom onwards. So the bars and that cool like puzzle door that Michelle made, and the solid door and whatnot. So you'll be able to use it. It's basically a freestanding way to put any of those inserts. The goo from the ectoplasm goo. What was it? Kree secretions from Caverns Deep. Yeah. Like all that stuff.
You could actually just fit Kree inside secretions. Your eyes just fits like right in. Secretions.
Yeah.
That should be the name.
It's like the concave.
We should do a
secretions.
Yeah,
it's just slime and Kree.
We need to do a Burroughs bundle.
Just so we can do that.
It's just called Secretions. Yeah.
It would be a bestseller in a second. Yeah.
So we're looking at around 115 painted for this is like what we're estimating. And the vaulted version of this would be around 130. The vaulted pieces are just a little more. The big difference there, it's most of the same pieces, but instead of 2 portcullises, it's 2 of those open arch walls with like the bar inserts.
Same function.
And instead of the 2 secret door walls, it has 2 of the secret door corners. Instead of the 4 serpentine pillars, it has 4 gargoyle pillars. And outside of that, I think everything else is the same, except it's got the vaulted versions of the.
Yeah.
Oh, instead of the round corner, it has the diagonal doors.
Because we don't have a plain vaulted curved corner.
Yeah.
We have an LED one, and we have a big massive one.
Yeah. And Six was saying he loves those pillars. He wishes they were in their own pack. Well, actually, I didn't put it together today, but we did also design a pillars pack that is.
What could possibly be in a pillars pack, Chris?
Well, it's 4 of those gargoyle pillars, 4 of the serpentine pillars, and 8 of those KS1.
Not 4, but 8.
8 of those KS1 red dungeon pillars.
Those are classic.
Yeah, and so that's a pillars pack. We don't have an estimated price for it, but that is another thing that we are throwing in.
Well, like Chuck So he's like you have no idea when people are always sort of writing in asking to build a certain module or thing. He's like you have no idea how many dungeon rooms just have like rows and rows of pillars. Like they'll just have 16 pillars in the room just because. So he's like we gotta have ways to get those pillars because the people need pillars. So we're giving the people pillars, Chris.
Yeah. So yeah, when people ask for pillars, that's the thing. It's like when we get to those, like I put together a good number. We a lot of those pieces people have been asking for that have been hard to get. We actually have managed to break out into packs. I'm excited to get to showing those tonight.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to add a little.
So yeah, the pillars. I figured I would just tell you because I did not actually pull those out, but they are coming.
So here's the secret code. I think people are figuring out if they ask for a thing and you don't say anything, that means we probably made it. If they ask for a thing, or we made it and we pulled it. If they ask for a thing and then you say, oh wait, we made that thing, and then you show it, it means that we didn't pull it. They're not going to see it tonight. And if they ask for a thing and there's just silence, I guess it means we didn't make it. I don't know.
Yeah. Porculus is asking if this is the pack that is intended to be the easiest way to get diagonal walls, and I think so. I think this is the most. I think this is the most, like the highest ratio of like diagonal walls, because it's technically 6 if you count the door walls. Because the idea is we kind of just want to work the diagonals into more of the basic packs so that you kind of pick them up over time. Although if you did want to get that big, massive pack, there's just a bunch of those. We're not planning on restocking those anymore, but because of that, we're probably going to gather up like what remaining, if there's any of those like remaining in the factory or warehouse or anything, and probably flush them. By that I mean put them on the store, not get rid of them. Yeah,
we're throwing them out. Just that's it. We're getting rid of them. They're out of here.
Yeah. So there should be some more of that Vaulted Diagonal pack showing up, but we're not planning on doing a major restock of just that pack.
I think I've told this. Did I tell the Matt Mercer Diagonal Wall story?
Which one?
On air. When I was out there, I don't remember what it. Maybe I was out for D&D Live, and I was out there for a Thursday night, so I went to go watch their screening, and then he showed me their stream, whatever, the show, and he showed me his lab where he builds out all his terrain, and I was like, do you need anything? He says like a wall of, whatever. He goes, oh yeah, he's like, you know what I need? And he didn't know what they were called. He's just like, he's just going through all these drawers. He's like, I gotta, and he pulls out the vaulted diagonal wall. He's like, these, I need like a lot of these.
So that's why he has so many of them?
Yeah, he's like, I just need a lot of these things. He had like one bucket, he was like, all these drawers are full of this. One bucket that only had a couple, and he's like, I need a lot of these. And it's interesting, he doesn't have like a massive, like he doesn't have hundreds of anything. He's got very modest amounts of the stuff, but of everything, right? So he's got 20 diagonal walls and 20 regular walls and 20 just like
I'm gonna
it's a smart usable collection.
I'm gonna run and grab some of those KS1 pillars real quick. People are wondering what they look like in a build.
Yeah. Let's get some in here. I'm gonna put this diagonal over here where we can see it because it's fun. And lo and behold, now all he does is build with those vaulted diagonals. I don't know what these are called, but I need a lot of them. All right, so we got oh man, look at those gaps. I'm really highlighting. But we're gonna do a little zig over here. You know what we'll do too? Can you see it on? Hang on. Gonna put let's put some corner. You know what we can do? We'll fill all these gaps with the pillars. There you go. Whew. I can rest easy now. Except, wait, where's the other pillar? We're gonna put up here. We got, never thought I'd have a problem with too many secret doors, but I have a lot of, we got 4 secret doors we got to work in here. Although I feel like the published modules go kind of heavy on secret doors. I feel like they always have a lot of secret doors in there. Probably because A, they're just drawing it on graph paper, and B, it's fun to discover secret doors. Right. Why do you think there's lots of secret doors in all the Wizards modules?
Because they're fun.
There you
go. Let's see.
So imagine 8 of these. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I couldn't find very many of them. We actually don't have that many.
I mean, you can see why you'd need 16 of them. Or
yeah, that's why there's 8 of them in that pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, they basically take up a 1x1
You guys
square.
can thank Chuck.
Let's see.
Put a little secret door here.
Let's see. Waffles. Oh yeah, let's roll that giveaway.
Waffles!
Let them back. Rolling in 3. 2,
Mulligan 3. Oh.
1. Mulligan.
Mulligan down to 5.
Seraphis the Bland.
Hey!
Long-time
Seraphis.
watcher. Actually, not sure if he's won before. Let me find out.
Seraphis has been around for 1,000 years.
Been here a long time.
Yeah. Congrats.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so I think I already have
Waffles?
your email. Oh, this is who won the cattails.
Hey.
Did you ever get
That's really
you got those cattails, right?
Did we send you the thing
they
we
made it to
promised you?
You got just check. You got the cattails, right? If not,
Did we send the reliquary to the person who guessed the name Reliquaries, right?
Tamarack.
Did we send that to Tamarack?
I think so.
I remember
let me
you
check with
asked them. You asked them what I think you asked them which one they wanted, right? That was at least that was the theory. Was we were going to ask them what style do you want, and then hopefully we could accommodate. I feel like we did, but what do I know?
I'll check in with them. There was so much going on. I don't know if Tamarack's here. If not, yeah, we definitely need to. Well, I think it was like that thing where it's like, okay, we need to get to the point where we can actually afford to send away prototypes.
Yeah, and we might not have. Like, I don't know if we can, depending on what I think that was, we'll find out what they want and see if we can actually spare it and ship it, whatever it may be.
They did get them. They're proudly displayed in their mini cabinet when they aren't in a Swampy Lake build. So they do have them.
Which one is it?
Cattails?
Oh, no. Sorry, not the cattails. Yay on the cattails. B on the, you're the only person, aside from, I guess, Michelle has some, but you're the only person in the world that has those. It's pretty exciting. The reliquaries. I thought the reliquaries were in a swamp build. I was like, that is.
Oh, no. No, I actually don't think that we sent that. I think we were waiting.
We had to find out what they needed so we could figure out what they were going to send.
Yeah, I'll reach out to them and make sure that's. Yeah, I'll reach out and make sure that that's squared up.
You know what I might want to put in? I might want to put passage walls, take 2 passage walls in this advanced builder.
Yeah.
Set. Yeah. It feels like the one sort of thing you do a lot in dungeons. Those short 10-foot corridors to connect rooms or whatever. Like.
There should have been one other person who was awarded cattail. Did we give away 2 cattails?
I don't know.
I don't think we did. Maybe we did.
Well, at least we fulfilled what we
promised. That was so
promised.
long ago. That was so long
Wildlands, another lifetime ago.
We're coming up. Oh, man. Yeah.
You know, Eric reminded me, I think it was today he reminded me, he said this is our 2-year anniversary of leaving the office for the pandemic.
Yeah. And we're just now kind of starting to get back into it. Yeah. Is there going to be a separate traps and trappings pack, or is it worth putting some traps in this? We've got a separate traps pack that we will. I did pull one of them for this.
He did. Wow, there's a lot of diagonals in here. We got some fun.
Seraphis suggested giving it away, and then Nate took pity on him and gave some to him as well. Oh, so he actually didn't win them, but we said we would send him some too.
Really?
So I guess there was somebody else who was the one that.
Oh, awesome.
Okay.
Well, that was very nice of past me.
Remember when you gave Yak an entire box full of unpainted? Was it?
Passages.
Yeah.
And they painted them up, and posted them on Twitter or somewhere, right? On the forums.
Just
so awesome.
Some of the stuff that we've given away.
Yeah.
Has
Well,
been-
that's part of the fun. Stick around and watch. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Let's go on.
We haven't done anything quite as wild as that period of time where I think in like back-to-back streams you gave away a box full of stuff, and then you drilled through pieces on stream.
And gave those away too, right? Didn't we give?
You gave away
an
an
something
LED lantern post that you had pried apart to
on air and didn't break it. I mean,
Yeah.
sort of, but who's counting?
Yeah. Magnetic traps exist. Not sure about a trapdoors pack. Yeah, so we are keeping that magnetic traps pack. We're restocking that. We have made a couple other packs to round out the stuff that's available in the magnetic traps pack.
Boy, this is a lot of pieces here. Okay, I got.
It was a lot of pieces before we added an advanced core.
2 secret doors here into 2 little nooks. I got a.
We shouldn't add the vaulted.
Porculus here. No, that'd be too crazy.
Yeah, we should get
centered trapdoor. We got pillars, which are just a bonus. Got this weird diagonal chamber, which I like. Maybe we'll put a.
Let me check this out.
Odd number of
What
corners.
did
I've got these 1 by.
What did I pull?
The interesting thing that I'm learning here is I think we're a little short corners, plain old corners, because we have all these interesting shaped corners. Maybe it's because I think the Mega might want 2 more regular corners.
Yeah, the Mega currently only has 6 corners, I think.
Yeah, it might want to get crazy and get up to 8.
Okay.
But we will.
Well, you did have unused floors when you were building with just the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is also part of the fun. Is just doing a
Just
doing a
building
build
out
and
with
see
it
what.
and seeing how it looks.
Just
Yeah.
absolutely no plan. Just sort of because we're usually very heavily planned in this show.
Okay. Who was asking about the trapdoors? 9s. Okay, so I did not pull the trapdoors pack, but we do
9.
have 2 trapdoor packs that we're planning on doing. One of them a dungeons trapdoor pack, and one of them a caverns trapdoor pack.
In this economy, 2 trapdoor
In
packs?
this economy. And so they both would come with 2 of the trapdoor floors. For dungeons, it would be the classic trapdoor floor that you've already seen. The caverns would be that like crooked floor where the trapdoor cover is like.
It's
on a
same
diagonal.
idea as this, but it's just like cocked askew.
Yeah.
It's like 30 degrees.
And then they
askew.
would each come with 2 each of 5 different trapdoor covers.
Yes.
For the dungeons, it would be the wooden trapdoor, the stairs down insert, the eldritch warded trapdoor, the lattice trapdoor, and the sewer grate. For
How cool!
caverns
So we're putting the sewer grate is finally going to be available for the first time ever outside of the streets pack, so you can put that grate in a variety of places.
Yeah.
You want to know a fun fact about that grate?
What?
That was illegally made from a Griffin Tamer. So Eli did his Griffin Tamer Studios Kickstarter, and he had a bunch of really cool pieces, including the design for the trapdoor floor that was in Cities came from that. Or no, he did. Yes, I think it came from that, right? So we were like, so I backed this Kickstarter. I got to say, I'm like, we've got to make our stuff compatible with the same size as this. And then for shorthand, when we were doing the streets, I was like, he's like, we can do a sewer grate just like this or whatever. And
you wound up just using.
It just ended up going to production, and yeah, without asking Eli or anything. It just sort of had gone through as well as a piece of fire ended up. One of his
It reminds me
things
when
was
Shia LaBeouf directed a short film that came out and did festivals, and people noticed they're like, this is word for word, a graphic novel that Daniel Klaus made, and Shia's apology was he was like,
Whoa.
in the creative process you get inspired by so many things, and at some point I didn't realize how heavily we were inspired by it, and they're like, you copied it word
for word.
Literally all the dialogue is word for word copied from what are you talking about? You just changed the name of the main character.
That's
Like,
amazing.
It was really bizarre.
Well, it was, we ended up, anyway, so that piece has never been, outside of the Griffin Tamer Kickstarter, and the street piece with the grate, that grate has never been available elsewhere. So that's out, that's in that thing, and
So
what else? There's something else neat in there.
the Eldritch Warded Trapdoor, maybe. So yeah, the 5 that are in the dungeon are the wooden trapdoor, the stairs down insert that we're making, the Eldritch Warded Trapdoor, the lattice trapdoor, and the sewer grate. And then for caverns, there's a couple that are repeated in caverns, but
Yeah, there's 3 overlap, I think, and 2 unique.
it's the crooked trapdoor floor, the crude wooden trapdoor, the metal trapdoor, and then the Eldritch Warded Trapdoor and the lattice trapdoor, and the sewer grate. So the sewer grate, lattice, and Eldritch Warded are in both, but the caverns comes with it's the caverns like crooked floor, and then it comes with the crude and the metal doors, and dungeons is the plain dungeon thing, and comes with wooden and the stairs down.
Here. And it might tweak. I feel like I can't remember. I was looking before. I wanted to change one of those, but I can't remember.
They're in flux.
I don't know. Well, yeah.
Disclaimer: all this stuff is like we feel pretty confident that like we're super close, but
It's around
there might be minor changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Streets and burrows need to be broken up into smaller sets.
Burrows will happen at some point, probably with the wilderness reconfigs. We'll do it at the tail end of this year. We'll reconfigure those, and it'll probably be available.
How many sets is Nate building
Mid-next year.
from? This is
There's
just
2.
the classic Mega and the classic advanced floor.
It's too many pieces. I'm like,
It's too much dungeons. Yeah. Do you want to go into the? It's already 8:23. Do you want to go?
what time is it? 8:23.
It's 8:23.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to get into the cool, pretty stuff? Any prices on trapdoor sets of the pillar set? I don't think we've roughed out. We haven't roughed out prices for those yet.
We do not have a price. You know what
I can't imagine them being very high though.
That's what he says now. I'll check these out.
Yeah, we only roughed out prices on the Mega and the Advanced Core so far. Looking at this document at least.
Yeah, and also we haven't checked like the we don't know the numbers on. We haven't checked like the mold configs for the trapdoors and whatnot. So there's still, I don't know, those have the highest probability of changing thus far. Okay, so this is fun. This was just with the Mega and the Advanced. Now we can get some wild bits. So I've centered up a door.
So at the current prices we're estimating, this would be like $365-ish for the Advanced and the Mega together with that stuff that's left over.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Oh god. Just be careful with the cord.
Yeah, that's what was causing me trouble.
Yep.
All right. That was only it. Everything else was totally fine. All right, so we've got
You want to pull your focus? Yeah, okay.
we got a centered. So this door is centered using the 1x. Right, lets us center up the door. This could be your entrance area. Centered a trapdoor in there using, these are the 1x2 floors. Boop, either side of that thing. We have like a diagonal passage happening here using the corner fill pillars in there to fill out those gaps, and then into like a little
Although the
dead-end
gaps
room.
won't be there when they're...
Well, there won't be gaps, but there'll still be 90-degree indentations.
Yeah.
In other words, even if you have 2 straight walls, like there won't be a gap, but there is a,
Right.
There's still that thing. So you'll still fill that. You won't be able to see, like, hopefully, you'll be able to see my finger through, like the edges of the walls will touch, but then you fill it with this, and it looks really neat. All right, so then we got back in our main room. For fun, I put the backfill just as like 2 little daises on either side. Hang on, let me see if I can get a little more. Uh-oh, did I just unplug something?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Where did oh, here it is.
I don't know. Just
Just
leave it. Oh god.
Just
you killed your webcam.
Yeah,
All right.
well, I'm not on it anyway. So.
It doesn't. You don't.
It's a boring
You
feed,
don't need
but-
to physically move it.
Okay.
You don't need to physically move it.
So we get 2 of those on either side. Then we have another centered trapdoor using the 2x1s. Then a pair of, on either side, there's a pair of secret doors on either side, just for fun. One on either side that has like a little, so it's symmetrical chambers. Although I don't know if you were going to make secret things, why you'd put 2 on either side, but I don't know, because you could. And then the portcullis wall back there with another little chamber. I don't know. It's kind of like a little puzzle room waiting to happen. And over here, door gets us into this next room. This is kind of another big room with diagonal walls. This doesn't fit so well. I just kind of slug this in here. It's
well, that
not
is going
so
to be
great.
longer after we resculpt
Yeah,
it.
but it's
it won't
not
be quite
going to be
that long.
But I was trying to fill this hypotenuse.
You could pop a pillar in there.
Yeah, because somebody used them all over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could sort it, but we'll just mess around. This would be a trapdoor, maybe stairs down. And then this was kind of fun. I put the secret door back here with the 2 1-inch corners, just to make a tiny little alcove back there that you could have just like a secret note on the wall or a treasure or something. Just a tiny little thing back there, and then like extended passage out the back with more curves, and then there's still a bunch of leftover pieces. So plenty to work with here. All right. So now, what do we have in the buckets here, Chris? Should we get people are talking about traps? Should we give the people what they want?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I pulled specifically the stuff that I was pretty sure people were going to want to see, because
you got you're the word on the street. You know what's up, right?
Yeah, well, and then Chuck can vouch for this. Like, there's very specific things that we always hear from people that we should be doing. And so I tried to pull the ones that answered what people have been asking about.
Wait, doesn't this have spike?
Which set are you looking at?
This is the hall. This is the hall traps, right? The passage traps.
This is passage. Let me see. Let me pull that composition up.
Wait a second.
This is passages traps.
Okay, so
There's no spikes on
There are no
this
spikes?
list.
Okay, so what's in passages traps?
The only thing we should be missing is 2 arrow launchers.
Got it.
But it has 8 magnetic passage walls.
8 magnetic passage walls. That is
2
aggressive.
magnetic nets.
And so many, in fact, that we ran out of them?
Yeah, I couldn't find an 8, so I got a regular passage wall, and I'm like, well, we'll just have to deal with it. This is
Well, it
pure
looks more
visual.
like 5 and 3, but I'm going to take it.
Well, 2 of those were actually in the magnetic passage wall bin, so we might just need Tyler to go and dig through that stuff.
I love every bit of it. All right. I'm here for it.
Yeah, so we've got 2 of the magnetic nets, 2 of the magnetic wall
Wait, hang on. Wait.
Right.
So the nets are not magnetic, they're just awesome. So these we never made available outside of the gauntlet. So these little...
They're not magnetic?
No, you just use gravity. Oh, I'm caught, help!
Why does it say magnet on it?
I don't know. It shouldn't, they're just nets.
Oh, my favorite thing. So this is listed on the sheet. Oh, we actually do have a soft price for this one. I'll say after we've shown everything. But this is listed on the sheet as passages traps, and then in parentheses, bad name.
Yeah,
so
that's classic Tyler. Yeah.
That's Tyler, yeah.
Yeah, he's good like that.
We need to think of a better
Well,
name.
you go for, just get a draft out so we can figure it out, and then we'll always clean it up later.
Yeah.
I do the same thing.
So
often though the bad names make it to production. So
yes.
He was smart enough to write bad name, which helps it not go all the way through.
Remember how Nina was like calling the crab lily the crab lily? She's like, I'm calling it the crab lily like as a shorthand, and we're like, that's a great name. She's like, it sounds awful. It's like, no, it's a great name.
It's a great name.
And we just kept it.
No, it happens a lot of times. You get it just stuck on a thing, and that's it.
Yeah. Let's see.
All right, so we got 2 nets. We got 8 magnetic walls. That is a lot of magnetic walls. We got what? 2 magnetic.
2 magnetic wall glyphs.
Wall glyphs. So
there
glyph of warding.
there are also 2 of the magnetic arrow launchers. I could not find any in
Okay.
office. We need more for the office. But there'll be 2 more of those magnetic arrow launchers. 2 of the rough terrain floors and 2 of the rubble strewn floors that have like the detachable rubble.
I thought we were just doing the detachable ones. That was my intention. Was to swap out just the rough terrain with these ones.
It's possible. I'm just going off the document.
Yeah. No, it's good. The idea was you could use them as rough terrain. You could use them as they have this neat little secret compartment, right? There's an area here. You could use just this as rough terrain, or maybe that's a pit, or maybe it's breakaway, or it could be a collapsing thing, like stone drops down, or there's an ambush under the thing, whatever. It felt like I don't know, I kind of wanted to put it in this thing, and it feels like a trapedy piece, and I don't know, I like this piece a lot.
And then the only other thing is a boulder ramp with a
Oh.
boulder.
And you couldn't find a boulder, but we got a doom roller, so that's all good.
Oh, I didn't realize it was a different.
Yeah,
I
so
just
this
see
is
a round ball, and I grabbed a round
This
ball.
is doom roller. This is the.
Oh yeah, that's considerably bigger than what's in the picture, huh?
No, they're roughly the same size, but this has made of demon skulls and stuff.
I didn't realize that was a thing. Okay.
Yeah, no,
well,
we have a boulder that is like a Indiana Jones boulder that has a few runes on it, versus this is the demonic bone boulder, known as doom roller. It's
Got
a
it.
sentient. So in Teos, I was like, Teos, I got this weird encounter. It's got like a big rolling like skull boulder and a thing. Whatever. He goes, oh well, that's clearly a monster. I was like, well, it has a name. It's called Doom Roller. He's like, well, it's definitely a demonic boulder now. He's like, it's now a monster. So it's a sentient rolling boulder that will chase you around. But in this case, it'll just be the plain old boulder, not sentient Doom Roller. But it's got this fun ramp, and let's see if I can do the gag. It has a little, it has a button. You press the button, and the little spring-loaded roller pushes the thing off, and you can roll it into your really expensive resin minis that you've hand-painted for hours on end and just see what happens. It's, highly recommend.
Yeah,
we'll try again. 5 stars.
General idea is just like, what are the fun things to throw at people that are stuck in like a long hallway, basically.
Boulders.
Boulders, arrow launchers, nets, wall glyphs.
And the reason there's no blade or fire in here is that those are in the magnetic magnetic traps and in the other hallway.
It's supposed to complement that pack.
Yeah. So this is going to be a neat.
Finley is saying, let's call it Passages of Peril.
Oh, not apparel, but of peril.
Passages of Peril, our new clothing brand.
Our new clothing line, Dwarven Forge Passages of Peril.
Or Perilous
Passages. It's just like it's clothing with dungeon corridors on it.
Yeah.
I like it. So you know how I was asking for those passageways?
Yes. There they are.
You have giveth.
Well, they're magnetic, but well, I mean, they're supposed to be magnetic.
Don't take it. You get.
Yeah.
They still work.
It still works.
Yeah. All right. So
Doom Roller was KS1? I couldn't tell you.
No, Doom Roller was Dungeon of Doom, Encounter 11, Doom Roller's Labyrinth. That was essentially supposed to be a Passages mega pack.
The trap set with no name.
Passages of Peril is pretty good.
Or Perilous Passages.
Perilous Passages also. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's that pack.
Let's put some, I want to put some Peril in here.
You can just add it on to that thing that they're right by right now. Have that diagonal wall stretch turn into well, I guess you don't have floors there. That one. Hit us with that price estimate. Oh right. We are,
$1 bazillion!
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're estimating
Nailed
this around 110 is what we're estimating.
Woo! It's less than $1 bazillion.
Yeah. And so hopefully that would be all of those pieces you would need. Let's see, 8 passage walls, 4 of the rough terrain floor. And if we end up taking some of these out, it would change the price, obviously. But for this composition, it'd be around 110. We're estimating.
And as we learned from the Hellscape Bundles episode, we're really good at estimating prices, Chris.
Hellscape was a unique situation. Hellscape was absolutely a unique situation.
All right.
DF clothing, will there be black tees? Listen, man.
Only color. I mean, that's the only color we're
purple.
offering. Fair. I used to wear a lot of purple. Hard to imagine, right?
Yeah. 110's pretty hefty. I'd really recommend cutting this down. We might. I'm curious if we're gonna keep the magnetic arrow launchers because those are in the magnetic traps pack.
Are they?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll take a gander. See what.
But basically, yeah, we want this to be hallway traps that will round out and go with the magnetic traps pack. Because that's 32. That has
Yeah,
it only
so
has
this should
one
not
arrow-
be 100 and...
It has one arrow launcher in it, 2 of the flame jets.
Why is this 110? That doesn't make any sense. Because there's...
It's possible that is inaccurate.
It is possible.
Like it's possible that like as stuff was being moved around and worked out that kind of got just left over. I am curious if the Boulder Ramp would actually end up being a surprisingly expensive piece.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, you wouldn't think looking at this that it would be 110.
Okay, well that is clearly going here. Oh, you put the trapdoor right.
If you're removing the magnetic traps, why have all the magnetic walls? So the rune glyphs are... The wall glyphs are magnetic. The arrow launcher would be magnetic. Why is it called the magnet if it's not magnetic?
It shouldn't be called magnetic. I don't know. I don't know where that came from.
Okay.
I blame Wandy. Anyway.
We'll find out. Either way, like
Yeah.
the point that we want to get across is just that we are looking at making a pack like this. Metal beads on the corners. That's what I thought looking at it. I thought that those metal beads on the corners would be magnetic, but apparently they're not.
Wait, do I have a... No, they're not.
If they
They're
are
not
and you
fixed.
just didn't
No.
know this entire time, I swear to God, like that would have been wild.
Whoa.
Let's see. They will stick to a magnet. That is true. They are metal.
No, they're
just-
not.
They're not even metal. What are they?
They're not. They may be metal, but they're not ferrous.
So they wouldn't even stick to a magnet?
No.
What is it? Just to give the effect of them being weighted?
Yeah,
on
they're just
corners?
weighted, so that you can drop them on PCs.
Okay, that makes sense, I guess.
Yes, they're danger. They're danger elements.
Yeah. Do we have a floor trap set to show? Let me see.
No, but you know we will.
I haven't pulled everything.
Yes, we will be back with more. To be continued. Like.
Genuinely, like we have so many things on this list. Like just looking through. It's,
Yeah. Now we'll do a reconfig round 2 and show some of the others, but I have too many pieces to get in here. Let's go to another one
Let's get
before
to the rest
we.
of the packs. Do you
let's
want to show the stuff everybody's been?
Let's go to the lights.
The LED floors.
Yeah.
So I actually put 2 of our new LED floor packs in here. We're planning on making 3. You know all those LED floor pieces with the...
We may not do the castle one because there's already an existing pack. We may not be able to beat the price.
Yeah. So what I've pulled here is I've pulled both the dungeon and the cavern LED floor lights pack. And they basically both come with 2 of that biome's LED floor socket piece, and then doubles of 3 different toppers to put on the socket.
So basically, this once again derives from another Chuck customer service thing where people were in like, "Hey, I love these toppers. I want to get more. Is there a way to get more different toppers to put on my, different LED units?" So this is the pack. We got let's snap in here.
We do actually have a reconfiguration of the floor trap set. I just didn't pull it today. But they are looking at one. And it would be...
Wait, floor traps, I thought we kept the same... No, we did magnetic traps, was it?
It's looking like floor traps was split into 2 packs.
I don't know, I can't remember.
Yep, it's similar to the thing here where we have a dungeons one and a caverns one basically.
Oh yeah.
And it would be so it would be 8 of the, so there would be one dungeon floor traps pack. That would be 8 of the dungeon false floor lids.
So hang on. Let's go through this thing.
Yes,
We're in
let's
the
go through
LED.
those.
One thing. Wait. So we got. Let's stick with LED for a second. We got. This is so dungeon one comes with a pair of snakes. Yay, snakes.
Yeah.
Why'd it have to be snakes? We got the fire pot.
Yes.
Ooh. Ah. Fire pot's a good one. And the obelisk.
I'm
It's
interested
exciting.
I'm interested in snake toppers. It's just a good
The exciting
Just a
thing
good
about the
sentence.
obelisks are these were really hard to get outside the was it the Eldritch Mystic Trove? Can you hit the blackout light? See if these read.
Yeah,
that's
look at that.
better.
Oh, I can re-black out. Yeah.
Those are eerie. All right, so we got so 6 of those, 6 toppers, 2 floor socket units. With the idea being it gives you a bunch of options, and if you've already got, it is theoretically you might have some floor sockets already, and then you can mix and match. Otherwise, you get a pair of whatever out there. So that's option 1.
Yeah, so that would be the dungeon LED floor pack. And then the cavern one. Oh, he's playing around still. We don't have price estimates for these yet. At least I'm not seeing one on the document.
No. Some prices man was not meant to know.
Yeah.
All right, so that's option 1. So 2, we have Caverns Time.
Yeah, so the cavern one.
Why? More snakes. But they're green.
Well, they're gold with green flames.
Fair. They're not green at all. They just have green flames. But to me, the green is the thing that I
So
remember.
this is the same situation. It just comes with the different LED floor and 3 different toppers.
So this one's the Basalt Socket. So it's a freestander, so you can put it anywhere you want. And we got two green, gold snakes with green flames. We can just call them green snakes, can't we? Okay.
They're not. All right.
Fine. We got the
Crystal topper.
that connection is dicey. I don't know what's going on there. Glowing crystals. For now, that's the closest people are going to get to restocking the Crystal Cavern.
Yeah.
And then we have,
I think you can also just freestand those crystals without putting them on the LED floor socket too, if you want.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah.
We have the eerie, the Eldritch Eye. Is it Eldritch Eye?
Yeah,
whatever.
Eldritch Eye.
Yeah. And these, hit the blackout again. These things pulse, they breathe. Creepy. They are, I think in the module they were beholder eyes that were ripped out, like the main eye out of the beholder, ripped out and put on these things. Grimorna has them pickled and then used fell magics to animate them, and they're now guardians and everything. It could be storm giant eyeballs. The beholder is cooler though. What's the main eye? The main eye is the anti-magic,
I think
right?
so.
And then all the stalks have all the various.
That's the stuff that makes it so terrifying. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so that could be an anti-magic ray that chases you down. Nothing gets your players fired up like shutting down the magic items.
Everybody's saying, yeah, that's true.
Good.
Um,
Lore check, pass. We were really confident on that too, so it's.
that LED floor socket is that's the only paint scheme for it, right?
I think this is actually the Underdoom paint scheme of this socket.
It is. Is that the paint scheme we're planning on using for it?
No, we've used the regular.
Oh, it's going to be standard cavern?
But it's basalt. It's not. It'll be
Basalt.
blue. It has no purple. I think the only difference is the Underdoom one has purple and the green. The other one is it's more blue.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Wow, we've got eagle-eyed viewers, beholder-eyed viewers, as they were. All right, so we got those. We got LED extravaganza. There couldn't possibly be any more, could there, Chris?
There's so many more. There's so much more.
Well, we only have one more pulled, so.
Hey, we saved the best for last, though.
Yeah. All right. So has anybody ever said, man, I wish I had a
Gorgons.
Gorgon? Or wait, I wish I had 2 Gorgons. Holy moly. 2 Gorgons outside of Gorgon tiers. Finally, you can get them. Yep. But wait, there's more. Wait, I only have one of them here. But we do only have one in the
We
office.
only had one in office.
And we don't have the socket for him. So,
yeah.
remember anybody familiar with this guy from Castles?
I don't think he comes with a socket either in this pack.
He needs to. He doesn't work. He doesn't have a socket.
Okay. Well, I thought he was imposing enough by on his own, but that's fine.
No, he wants to light up. So this guy was the
Well, we'll talk about it.
was from Castles. Hit the black guy. Hit the black guy. Let's see his. I mean, you can see it glowing. Look at that. It's like my favorite gag. The glow, and you could have them. You know, they could be off, and then the players like come in the room. You know, the eyes just light up. That's. I mean, come on, that's a fun gag. So it's like the Gargoyle Guardian from Castles. I can turn my back on. Yeah, glowing LED eyes. Actually, you can see it really well in the light, can't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Holy moly. Green. So 2 of those guys with probably 2 of the copper sockets from Castles. 2 of those guys. 2 Gorgons. Could there possibly be any more in this pack?
I can't imagine what else we possibly could have added to this.
What else? Is there any sort of construct that begins with a G that we could? I mean, we've got golems.
Gargoyles.
We've got gargoyles, and finally the the remastered garderobe here available. Oh, 2 golem walls! Yay! The crowd goes wild. Golem walls! It's what the people want. So yeah, finally you'll be able to get the golem walls from Dungeon of Doom. So why these guys are fun? I mean, besides just beautiful sculpts by Michelle here, so you can throw them on a floor in your and just put them in line with the rest of your walls if you want, or you can just freestand them up against something anywhere, put them in your thing. But what's neat is this guy detaches from the wall. It's like a cryo chamber, right? So now you have your cool golem that can be activated when the intruders roll in, and of course, once you do that, you don't want to have this like stiff static element. You swap them out for the attack pose golem. So there he is in the attack pose with the Iron Man palm, right? He's got the runes in his palm, so he can blast you with runic energy. So when he activates, it's a really fun gag at the table, right? You pull the thing off, and then drop in the active one, and he starts marching down and hunting down your players. So we got 2 active golems, 2 static golems, and the wall. You know, you can also lay it down or put it at an angle, like use it if it's under construction, right? You can have it like in the floor, like they're just building. It's the mold where they're like pouring their in the golem factory. Or you prop it up on put like a 2x1 in there. It's like the construction area where they haven't angle them up.
So to recap, this would be 10 pieces basically. 2 of the golem walls, 2 of the activated golems, 2 of the Gorgon statues, 2
12
of the
pieces.
gargoyles, and 2 of the socket pieces for the
6,
gargoyles to make.
6 pieces with the golem.
True, because technically the wall is 2 pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be an awesome, and no idea what the price is gonna be, but it's like the guardians of all the G, the
Right now it's
golems,
listed as Guardian Golem Gang. I
golems,
kind of just like Golem Gang.
gorgons,
Yeah.
gargoyles, all here ready to just ravage would-be adventurers.
Yeah.
It's a fun. Things just got a whole lot more deadly in this room. This is a TPK waiting to happen.
So, yeah, basically, the idea is we are going to be officially retiring a bunch of the old sets that we haven't really been able to restock. And what we're doing is we're replacing them with these smaller sets that will help us bring all those pieces out in more accessible ways, so we can actually have a store full of like reasonable offerings. And
Store full of reasonable offerings.
a store full of reasonable
That's all I
offerings,
want for
yeah.
Christmas. You know what would be a fun gag? The players, like they're infiltrating the mad wizard's lair, or they're deep in the cave or whatever. They come into this room, and there's this wall with this weird, like, look at that shape. It's kind of like, it's vaguely humanoid, but you're not quite sure. Like, but there's just the big recess in the wall. You're like, huh, what could fit that like 9-foot tall, vaguely humanoid recess, and then doof, 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 and coming like through the door on the corner, the golem rolls in. Like, oh, well, that answers that question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, and this is a casting. This is a prototype. This is a resin.
It's not even a dwarven.
This is a resin casting. This one's dwarvenite. This is the resin prototype.
We don't have that many around the office, so I just kind of pulled what I could find. Yeah.
Well, it works. Gets the point across. So the question is, are there other dungeons? Oh, we haven't done. We need to do a couple of MacGuffin packs to round up some of the loose dressing that's hard to get.
We do have...
and we're going to restock a bunch of the existing sets that were out there.
Yeah, we do have packs of specifically for like the wall-mounted LEDs as well. Just kind of breaking those out.
So it's just like the serpent orbs and torches and like just the wall, the elements themselves, not the actual LED walls. So if you have... Yeah. A bunch of LED walls from different things, you now have some interchangeable elements you can swap in there, or if you've lost some or broken some or whatever, you can get a bunch more.
We don't have a price estimate on this one yet, or on the LED things. We'll get those as soon as we can. But as far as like when these things will be in store, the ones that don't involve any recasting, we might be able to get in by the end of the
holiday,
year.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we might be able to get in for holiday. It depends on how the factory's doing is the main thing.
Well, it's Reliquaries, right? If we can get the casting in before we go into Reliquaries production, probably do it. If we can't, then we probably won't. But we will see. Obviously, we'll endeavor to get them.
Either way, like we're looking at like optimistically holiday for a lot of these packs. Although the Advanced Core and the Mega Core, since they involve us like straight up resculpting some of these things and like having to make new molds, might take a bit longer for those two.
They're going to be next year.
Yeah.
That will be Well, we know that we're going to have to wait. Like those aren't going to get tooled until late summer.
And this isn't everything we're doing either. Like I said, like it's like we're similar to what we just did with like those LED socket floors. We're doing something similar with the floor traps, breaking it into like a dungeon and a cavern option that will have the bug pits and the spikes and the other floor traps kind of split between them. So we're planning on having that come in as well. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to mention. It's a really holistic approach that I feel like is going to cover almost everything. There's still some stuff like an arch inserts pack as well. There's going to be one where you just like you can get both the Porculus and the cavern freestanding arch, as well as like all the inserts that go in there. So we're going to have those as a standalone pack. God. There's still a couple things that like the Doom Roller, do we have a way of getting the Doom Roller?
I don't think Doom Roller's ever coming back.
Okay.
We will see.
The boulder is
just the big old boulder.
But
you felt like the boulder would be something you would use more often than Doom Roller. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Doom Roller's a crowd pleaser and people are asking for giant sentient demonic skull boulders.
That's what the people want. Yeah.
And
then a lot of the things, so like when we're going to be bringing back like Ancient Pillars have been out of stock for a while, but we are going to be restocking that. A lot of these
pieces, those are coming in the next restock, aren't they? Ancient
I believe so, yeah. Deuses we're planning to keep stocking. We basically went through and we're just like, which of these packs do we want to make sure that we always keep in? And so we're trying to make sure passages, deuses
are on the way back. Yeah.
Like we are gonna make sure we kind of feel like we have like around 50 sets now that we can try and keep in stock that should cover like all the bases for dungeons. And so we're gonna try to just keep that there so that you've got all your options instead of this weird kind of waiting for like a $600 encounter to come back that we will never be able to restock.
Those were fun to build and great for Kickstarter, and turns out very hard to maintain for a web store.
Yeah.
Too many individual pieces.
Not Marble, because Marble we said would be a Kickstarter exclusive.
Limited
Yeah.
run, Kickstarter exclusive. We've learned our lesson.
We will not do that again.
We will not do that again. We wish we could. That was like the coolest thing. But also, you know, it rewards the people that were there for the Kickstarter and said, you know what, I'm going to take the plunge and buy that $350 Emperor's Mega Pack to get all the cool white marble, and they went for it. But I wish we could just keep making that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. It's asking about Sculpted Sentinels. What's Sculpted Sentinels? Is that a pack?
Sculpted Sentinels.
Sculpted Sentinels. I'm looking through here to see if there's any mention of it.
Don't know.
Oh, the other big thing. For you Forsaken Temple fans.
Hey.
We realized...
We were trying to reconfigure Forsaken Temple and realized that it's actually not so bad. The antechamber, like, we're just going to try and restock some of those basic the antechamber, what was it, the pit and the...
Yeah, so we're planning on basically renaming the antechamber into Forsaken Temple Core. We're going to rename the pit into Forsaken Temple, the pit. I think we haven't settled on the name for sure yet.
Yeah,
but we're going to bring back the antechamber as the core. We're going to bring back the pit, and we're going to bring back the inner sanctum.
Yeah.
We might be renaming the pit and the inner sanctum. We might not. But we're planning on.
And we'll have Sassoul available as at the standing Sassoul. I think we still have some, or we can. I don't know. We might make. I don't know. Ideally, we'd be able to buy Sassoul, the animated Sassoul also. So we've got the three-headed snake idol that you can, if you want the players to mess with it, you can have the animated version that can go and attack and punish them for grave robbing.
Yeah, it looks like the only things that we are not planning on keeping from the initial Forsaken Temple packs are the Serpent's Trove and the walls and pillars.
Yep.
But that's because we're planning on making those pieces available.
They're in the other packs.
Yeah, like the Serpentine pillars and stuff like that. We're going to be working those into other packs.
Yep.
Yeah. So
we got a lot in the works. And of course, it's going to take a long time to actually get to the store and whatever. But this is what we've been pushing around. Tyler and Chuck have been doing a ton of thinking on this stuff, and I'm excited to see it come to fruition.
I think that covers all of it.
Yeah, we should call it a show.
Yeah.
We got this is a fun build. We got traps. We got golems.
Well, just it feels like.
Let me put this in here. We got glyphs. This is deadly.
It feels like we're bringing back like a lot of the stuff that we just haven't
actually
had available for a while. Being able to actually set up boulder traps again. Being able
to
the
things people want in their dungeon.
Yeah.
Traps and golem walls and trapdoors and secret doors.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the good stuff. I want to run. I haven't run in a dungeon in a long time. Like, I haven't done like a dungeon encounter.
We haven't really done much in the way of games since Wildlands, and Wildlands was all exteriors.
But even my home game, like I haven't just been in like a good old dungeon. Like just sitting out and building with dungeons makes you just want to go like, just some rooms, throwing some traps, throwing a few there's a reason it's called Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. It's very satisfying being in that dungeon. It's this known quantity. You're in there. It's like, okay, we got nowhere to go. We got to just tackle this dungeon. It doesn't sort of feel like when you're outdoors, you're in this sort of the endless sandbox that could go any which way. You're in the dungeon, like this is it. We're going in this dungeon.
And we are also retiring all of our minis except for Vancouver because we really want to double down on the dragons aspect as well. So
that's it. All the lines are dead. Everything. We're just keeping dungeons and one dragon.
We're getting 3,000 of Vancouver. The
Dungeons and Dragons singular.
Dungeons and Dragon. Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. We'll keep the kobolds too.
Fine, we'll keep the kobolds are basically
small
it's
dragons.
Dragon
Now it's dragons.
Yeah.
We got the S back on dragons.
There we go.
Very well. Well, that's a good dismount.
Yep. I think that's everything.
Right? What else can we do?
Are there any? I don't think there's any. I tried to answer all the questions as they came up, but I think. So Christmas time? Yeah. So hopefully most of these will be available by Christmas. It depends. We'll keep you updated on how that process goes. We're hoping that we can get everything except for the Mega and Advanced. Everything that doesn't involve re-sculpted pieces we're hoping we can have in store by Christmas.
You know, what's interestingly enough, like normally it's our own bandwidth that's the trouble. Part of this one is actually the factory bandwidth. We have so much between advanced tooling on the next Kickstarter, tooling all the reliquaries, and then tooling these remastered pieces. There's a lot afoot.
That's the biggest thing. Like it's the mold making process that like it takes up just so much time for them. And so the fact that they just finished Wildlands, and now they're having to do reliquaries. They're doing cities before the Kickstarter.
Just 12, 11 pieces.
Yeah, and then asking them to do more molds for these resculpts, and yeah.
Well, it's still a pandemic, and it's still
a pandemic. They just got shut down for a bit.
Yeah.
So,
but we're moving forward. Yeah. Momentum is good, and if nothing else, Cities is launching this summer fall.
September. Do you remember?
The Ides of September? That's how that goes, right?
The gunpowder treason and plot?
Yeah. So, thanks for watching. So we are off next week. So drink a frosty beverage alone in our honor.
Yeah.
And we will be back the following week, Wednesday the 30th, with a deep dive into cities, showing you what is afoot for the city. I think
baby.
I think I might mock up a piece on the air. I have a thing I've been sort of sitting on that I could do. It'd be an easy one to do on the air.
We haven't done foam on air in so long.
Yeah.
Since the waterfalls.
In the Purple Palace, in the new workshop, we can cut some foam and see what happens. Mess around with some stuff. Show you where we're at. So it'll be fun. Until then, thank you. Be safe. Be kind. And I don't know. See, have a bunch of fun stuff to tell us when we're back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And go to Adepticon. See Chris there.
Go to Adepticon.
He's gonna wear a tie.
Oh God. Well, I guess Chicago's not that hot, so I guess it wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, it's windy.
Most of the conventions I've gone to have been like in Texas. I can't imagine wearing a suit.
No.
I went to SGC in like the middle of July in 2015. Wore nothing but t-shirts and shorts, and it was still just cooking the entire time. Yeah, too hot.
New York.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.